Hey everyone, thank you for taking a look at this video for the installation of the Puig R19 frame sliders for the Kawasaki Z400. Now the reason why I want to make this video is because the instructions that came with the sliders weren't very detailed, and it says to go to their website, which I didn't find much more detail there, and I didn't really see too many videos on YouTube for this product. Actually, I don't think I found any videos specifically for the Z400 with the Puig R19s. So I thought I'd make this. Now, if your bike has been running or if you just got done riding, you may want to either wait a little bit or make sure you wear gloves, because the areas you do have to deal with and some of the things that you do have to touch, especially like the bolts and stuff, are going to be extremely hot.
How could the baby Triceratops since it's a forever family? Huh. Well, I guess we don't need...
Alright, so let's take an inventory of what we have. So everything here is going to be the left side of the bike, and these will be the right side. One thing to note is that it's going to come with two different size bolts. The longer one is going to be for the left side, and the shorter one will be for the right side. That's also going to go for the aluminum spacers that kind of fill in the large gap of the frame opening. So the frame plates are not alike. So if you have them laid over on the side where the support spacer is, the left side is going to be touching the ground, and then the right side will be kind of up here. All right. And then for the covers, you can wait to put these on last. You'll just basically put them on to where the brand name is upright. Out of the box, they already came already together respectively for their sides, so the bolt and the spacers were already assembled to the plate. Alright, so let's get this on. There is a little bit more work to do on the left side, so we'll start there and then we'll go on to the right side, which will be much easier. Alright, so what we have to do first is get this part of the fairing off, and that is just going to take a number 5 hex key, and there's 3 bolts you have to take out. It's right here, here, and here. Now I already installed the sliders, and so I just kind of reset everything already for this video, so I didn't tighten the bolts down all that much. When you first go to loosen up the bolts, it should be pretty tight. So like I said earlier, the areas over here are going to be hot if you haven't given the bike a chance to cool down, so just be careful of that. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take our size 14 socket wrench, get that in there. Make sure you have an extension that's long enough to reach the bolt that's in there. Alright, and what you can do, if you don't want it to hit the ground, there is a spacer that's that's kind of being held by the bolt that's in there. So as you start to take the bolt out, you can either just let it drop, or you can put your hand there to catch it. Here's where you can use the optional tool to kind of speed the removal of the bolt. And another additional accessory to get that bolt out of there is to use a magnet retrieval tool. See, there it is. Caught the spacer, got the bolt. Alright, so let's get our left side frame slider prepared. Now we're going to want to take this off and you're going to use your size 8 hex key to get into that bolt in there and take it out. And we never checked the inventory on this, but you will have this T-spacer in there, a washer, and this sort of lock washer there. All right, so we'll put this back together, keep it all together. Now, the way this gets assembled is you'll face this support spacer in towards the bike. All right, and then we'll get the bolt in through there with the washer, and we'll take the spacer, put it in there. So we'll put the frame slider in here. So the support spacer is going to go behind the frame bar right here. So you might be wondering which way the support spacer goes. You might be wondering if it goes in front or behind the frame bar there. The easiest answer is that the plate needs to go diagonally back, kind of facing towards the shifter or the kickstand. But it's going to go behind the frame bar. And the reason being, because if you do down your bike while it's in motion, what will happen is that here's the actual peg. When it hits the ground, the peg will be pushed backwards and the support spacer will be able to brace up against the frame bar there. One thing you're not going to want to forget is that you have this spacer here that goes right in the slot that's underneath here. There's a frame slider insertion point there, so the spacer is going to go right in here. Okay, so let's get that going. So you'll hold the spacer right in there while you put the bolt through there. Okay. All right. So put the spacer in through there and get our bolt through there. Okay. And once you get it through there, the bolt, that spacer shouldn't move. We'll just get it started there. Okay. Make sure that it's tight on there. And of course, something you always have to say is that's not going anywhere. So we'll put the cover back on before we put the slider peg on. Now something you're going to want to note is that the new bolt will push up against the cover right in there, but it's a good fit in there. Nothing to really worry about. You should still be able to tighten everything down. Okay, and so just like putting on a tire on the vehicle, you want to kind of keep going back and forth on all the bolts. Now let's get our slider peg assembled, and the pointy part of the slider will be facing forward. Get our hex key in there. We can push the bolt forward and line it up there. Okay, and just screw it onto the plate. There we go. All right, now as far as the peg cover here, again, you'll want to use the one where it'll fit in here with the brand name upright. So there are these 3 rubber pieces that stick out, but also there is this T slot there that kind of goes through this T slot right here. Get those in there. These are absolutely easily replaceable, so it's not going to be a total tight fit, but it's in there. Okay, and that pretty much completes the left side. Okay, here we are on the right side. So we'll get the bolt in there, out. Okay, and just get it started. Then we can move on to getting it out of there quickly. Here we can use our magnetic retrieval tool to get that out of there. As you notice, we did not have to take off any covers or anything to get to this. That's why I said that there's a lot less work to do for this side. So because of that, we can go ahead and install the slider without having to remove the peg. Again, we don't have to worry about which way this is facing just yet, because we can take care of that once we get the frame locked in. So let's get this in there. So the support spacer here is also going to go behind the bar frame there. So let's get our bolts and our bolt spacer in there and get it started. Take our size 8 hex key and get it in there. Get it nice and tight, but not too tight to where you'll strip the strands. All right, so again, the pointy part of the peg should face forward. It's already facing there, but if you did need to reorient it, you just put your hex key in there and loosen it up and rotate it as you please and get it tight back down. There's only one more peg cover here, and the brand name should face up already. So we'll get those lined up just like the other side, and we're all done. So there are the OE bolts still here. I would hold on to them just in case. So I'm going to use zip ties and just kind of store them, make sure I remember what they go to. So I'll make sure I put like a sticker or something around them so that if I do have to revert back to it, I know what these are. Or if I'm ever cleaning my garage out and wonder what these go to, I know not to throw these away. So we're all done. I greatly appreciate you guys checking out this installation. Hopefully I'll never have to use the frame sliders for what they're designed for, but it's good to know that I do have that protection if needed. Hopefully I'll be able to do more videos about my 2021 Kawasaki Z400 and maybe any of my future bikes that I'll get. I mainly do videos on my 2021 Toyota Tacoma Trail Edition. You can check that channel out. It's called Jason's Taco Trail. I'll put a link down in the description for you. So until next time, I don't really have a saying because it's not a channel yet. How about, until next time, ride safe and nothing else. How about, until next time, ride safe and nothing else.